Hello, this is Craig, and this is Mini Bible Study Series number 12. We are looking at the Sermon on the Mount, and we just finished up chapter 5, and we are now moving into Matthew chapter 6 on the Sermon on the Mount. And in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is giving us instruction on basically how to be a Christian, what he expects us to be Christ-like. And so I'll dive right into it. Matthew chapter 6, starting with verse 1. Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men to be seen by men. Otherwise, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have the glory of men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have the reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly. Now, Jesus is giving us instruction on how to give. What's a charitable deed? It's giving. It's we know someone that has a specific need, and we help them out. And whether it be a gift or monetary or however it is, we're helping somebody out, or we're helping a group of people out. And back in the day, at time of Christ, these religious leaders of the day would make a big show of it. You know, it was almost like they would wave their money around and just wanting to get credit for doing what they did. And so they got their credit. And God said, you know, they have the reward, the human recognition, but God doesn't recognize that. It's hypocritical. And so he says, you know, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. That sounds kind of crazy for us to think about. But in reality, what he's saying is just be discreet. Be discreet about it. If you want to be a blessing to someone, don't make a show of it. You know, in our day and age, on Facebook and other sources of media, we're always seeing people buying a homeless person a meal and somebody's filming it, or they're giving them shoes or something. And that's nice. It's good that they're doing that, but they're filming it or having it filmed, and they're getting credit of fellow man. And Jesus is basically saying, don't do that. You know, let me reward you. You know, you do it in secret, do it discreetly. I'll bless you. But if you want the praise of man, you'll get the praise of man. That's it. So he's telling us to be discreet in our dealings. So if you want to give, you want to be a blessing, you want to help someone out, God encourages that. He truly does. But don't do it for show. That's the wrong reason. That's hypocritical. What Jesus is telling us, Jesus is God, but what he's telling us here in the Sermon on the Mount is when you want to help someone out, whether it be monetarily or otherwise, be a blessing to them, be discreet, be loving, be kind, but don't do it for show. Don't do it to draw attention to yourself. He's basically saying that's how you are Christ-like. That's all the time we have for today. May the Lord bless you and be a blessing to someone this week.